Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack and oh man, sweet Jesus Christ. Yeah, this thumbnail is real. So yeah, super sorry, bro. Oh, yeah. Ah. So yeah, I'm going to try to translate this for you. So long story short, one of those old media outlets in Spain did a retarded article trying to link World War II Germans with video games and how they are creating extremists. But well, I going before even showing you part of the article because I have the link here. I'm going to read you what is the summarized because that's how I got the news of this one. So the ridicule generated by La Sexta with their documental about Nazis in video games. So over the last years, the world of video games has experienced an exponential growth not only in terms of popularity, big mistake, but also with the cultural impact and economical impact too. With an industry that generates thousands and millions of dollars yearly, and with a global audience, I hate this word so much, that spreads to people of all ages. And also, the video games have consolidated as a form of entertainment with, well, a legitimate form of entertainment. However, despite its relevancy, the medium still is an object of misunderstandings and wrongful representations, especially with in part by traditional mediums like sometimes very often seems to be disconnected from reality from gamers. A, a case a paradigmatic case of this disconnection occurred on September of current year when the program La Sexta Columna, or the sixth column, and a news chain from Spain called La Sexta emitted a documental titled Nazis in Video Games, the Vehicle of Extremist Message, generated a monumental ridicule of humiliation in their full displays and nor a significant role in social media within the gamer community. So this is the link. And yeah, they went full retarded. Yeah, this is true. Even I'm going to read you just this simple paragraph. Nazis and the video games and a vehicle for extremist missions and a sort of cultivating without groups of ultra. Groups of ultra. What even like? Look, if we're not reading Spanish, caldo de cultivo de grupos ultra. Hell, that man, that shit doesn't even make sense to me. If I'm being honest. I was the fucking hell, you started me with that headline. So look at this. One of four users of video games have encountered content that invites him to join the Screams groups. What? Just fucking what? And that false sensations of community can be very tempting for a young that feels alone. Yeah, I'm not going to bother you reading this one. Well, I'm just going to read you this part just to note that this is a lefter. This is how left-wing Spaniards are for the most part, especially when they are in a gaming media audience. So, video games reunite today more than 3.3 millions of people in the entire world, but some of them have converted also as a vehicle for the propagation of ultra right winger messages. Yeah, it's. Oh, man. To the point that even within the. We can stop on some of those recreations of the kind of concentration with ashes created by a user that, with the arm of and hand, celebrates to have repelled the allies to achieve the. Dude, I know it could be a better installation with Google Translate, but even with the Spanish redaction is just, oh man, it's just disgusting. Look at this. Even how do you mention even Donald Trump here? They're mentioning Donald Trump here. So in a universe that also we can encounter avatars of Najib Bukele, Victor Orban, Donald Trump, and Santiago Abascal. So yeah, at this point we don't need to spend more time on this. Why I'm making an article like this is because through the translation on their own video. So yeah, they're doing a screenshot, they're mocking him. So the documental, available in their own website, pretended to explore the supposed relation between video games and streaming messages, specifically those that characterize neo-Nazi ideology. To illustrate their point, the program utilized some images from popular video games like Super Mario Bros. And combined them with grotesque representations and outsider contents, like a version of Mario dressed with a Nazi uniform. The premise looked like video games the, because of their interactive nature and sometimes violence could serve as a sop of cultivation to extreme ideas, especially with the young ones. And this is the one that
Gamers que preferirían algo más
let me up this one. Let me open this one. So
que preferirían algo más así. En vez de Super Mario, Super Ario.
super adios. Oh.
No es una
Hey, yeah, it's real. It's here. It's in this fucking video. It's in their fucking video. They're citing Mario Bros. Fuck out with that publicity. And here it is. I'm not joking. I'm not making shit up. It's a communist, retard, left wing, ideologue website pulled the biggest mental gymnastics that we have ever seen in this planet. It came from Spain. It came from fucking Spain. Well, I'll continue on. However, the execution of the documental was just sloppy and disinformed so quickly that it turned into an object of mockery. The election of Super Mario Bros. As an example primarily was particularly absurd because it's about one of the most iconic video games and family friendly of history, known for their colorful designs, their cheerful music, and their simple narrative centered about rescuing the Princess Peach. So yeah, everyone is mocking their ass. They were laughing their ass off, man. Yeah, a mean husband thanks to La Sexta for this. So yeah, they're mocking them. But yeah, it's expected from left-wing readers. But from this article mentions these are traditional left-wing readers. They are boomers, and also on the video, look at what the people they're speaking with for their, well, quote unquote knowledge. But that said, I had a good laugh reading this shit. Thanks for watching, and please take care.